Welcome back to the Coaching Conversation series. I'm Coach Patricia, and today we're asking a question a lot of coaches are quietly wrestling with. Can AI actually make you a better coach? It's tempting to treat this as a simple yes or no, but the real answer is more layered. AI is already showing up in session prep, reflection, and even rehearsing tough conversations. The question isn't whether it's useful, it's whether it helps and where it quietly gets in the way of the thing that makes coaching work in the first place. A real human paying full attention to another human. I'm joined by Coach Jass. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get into it, I'd love to give you a moment to tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Coach Patricia, for this invitation that you've extended to me. I have been a leadership coach working with C-suite executives, helping them unpack what they can do for promoting their business. And I live in Singapore. I've been president of the International Coaching Federation Singapore chapter, and I've also served on the global board of ICF. And I continue to enjoy my journey of, spending time in mentoring and helping other coaches to build their business profiles.
Thank you very much. So let's start with what's actually happening in practice and not in theory. So the question I want to ask is, where do you draw the line between AI helping you prepare and AI doing the thinking a coach should be doing themselves?
So, AI has entered our lives, and it's a phase of us getting to understand it and use it, right? So I've always been very, very interested in technology. So during COVID period, I upgraded myself to learn about the digital improvements that will come. And I did a full graduation or post-graduation kind of course. And from that time, I started using and harnessing AI because it helps you build systems, workflow processes, and everything. And I have been experimenting with all the most popular, familiar ones. And what I find is that AI is here to help us. The more we understand it and we are able to embrace it, the second thing that I want to say is that it is still in the stage of being developed, right? So we have to use it from a human perspective as an assistant who is helping us. And there are so many times that people know that you can't depend on AI to give you the exact data. So the human aspect will remain, and it will have to be something that everybody who's using AI has to be very conscious about it.
Thank you very much. And that's a distinction that really matters to a lot of people. So for coaches listening who want to try this responsibility, let's actually move a step and make it practical. So I'm just curious to know, if a coach listening today wanted to start using AI without compromising the integrity of their practice, where would you tell them to begin?
See, coaching is a business. So AI can help the coaches to create the business side of things. Okay. And if they have, so I also harness and use it in terms of, keeping my appointments, or if I have a business meeting, recording and giving me notes. I want to very, very clearly distinct it out from the coaching practice, because there are platforms which help people with AI to do coaching. Now, if we were to check with those people, have they got what they need out of the coaching when they are working with AI? They always need a human connection, because the individual is able to understand the emotional need of the person that you're coaching. And there's so many nuances that take place in the interaction. It's not just about the content that the client is saying. how they are saying it, the tonality of it, the emotional, connect that they have. The coach has to bring in their human aspect.
Thanks very much for that. And this so far has been quite a thoughtful conversation, Coach Jass. So before we wrap up, I want to leave our audience with just one thought from you. In one sentence, what should never be automated in coaching?
I think the human aspect of being a coach and working on developing your individual capacity to, formulate all the competencies in your practice and continuously building your ability to connect with the client, create that psychological safety, all of the things that are associated with being a good coach is what you will stay on track with. AI cannot replace us. I am very, very convinced that human interactions cannot be, interactions cannot be changed by a machine.
You sound very convinced. And so I just want to say, Coach Jass, thank you so much for this. Genuinely useful for any coach listening and thinking about where technology fits into their practice. To everyone watching, if you gave this a clearer line of thought, why not share this with somebody you know? Why not share this with a friend, with a colleague, with another coach? So until next time, this has been the Coaching Conversation Series. Thank you again, Coach Jass.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.